Listen, I don't know what stories you've heard about Star Wars Episode 1. I feel like they're all true. They were all true. All of them. Oh no.
Literally nothing.
Literally nothing?
Bold of you to assume I know anything about Star Wars.
All I
They
know
have...
is that, like, I think at one point you said that you tried watching one of the ones, and I think you watched the first one, which I
Yeah,
assume
maybe.
was this movie, which explains why you bounced off of the franchise super hard, because it is not good.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one you saw. I don't know if it was the Jar Jar Binks one. I don't know if it was the one with, like, freaking Luke and Leia. I don't know if it was, like, General Grievous. I don't know.
I mean, if it was the one with Jar Jar, I'd probably know. I'd probably be able to tell you that.
Yeah.
All I know is that they were on a ship and they were talking about stuff I didn't care about, and nothing happened. And then I fell asleep.
Wait, when was this?
I don't know. People are on a ship and talking about boring stuff, and I fell asleep.
Wait, was this The Last Jedi?
I don't freaking know.
Like, was it, like, recently? Was it, like, 2015-ish?
I don't know. I don't remember, man.
Oh man, because if your first Star Wars was The Last Jedi, then oh boy.
No, Last Jedi was like... No, it wasn't anything like... It wasn't Disney Star Wars.
Okay, alright, yeah. Shit. Wait, no, maybe it was episode 1, because they do star on... Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have myself, so yeah. So here's the thing, for like, movie night in Lugia's server, I'm getting my words mixed up. For movie night, we're able to, like, vote on a movie and, like, randomly select one and stuff. And I finally managed to get a fan edit of Star Wars Episode 1 through. So because of that, I rewatched Star Wars Episode 1. And boy, do I have thoughts. And my main thought is, you know what? Since I'm gonna be going through all of these again anyways, I might as well make everyone else suffer with me. That is my main priority tonight. So yeah, we'll be
It's
going
fine.
through this, and then we'll be doing the Digimon episodes afterwards.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm going to be playing Pizza Tower in the background.
As you should, that is fair. But yeah, holy crap, this movie sucked. This It's so weird. I think I was talking this on Discord. It's, like, so weird to know something from your childhood and be like, wow, that wasn't very good. And to go back as an adult when you fully understand it and be like, wow, that really wasn't very good. Because, alright, here's the plot of Star Wars Episode 1. So, like, just starts with, like, text crawl. It's like, oh, there's, like, a galactic blockade from the Trade Federation, and they're, like, just blockading an entire planet, and I still don't know how the fuck that works, because it's a planet. You can approach from all sides.
Yeah, and if you do, one of the ships patrolling around the planet shoot you out of the sky,
Maybe,
out of space, I guess.
It always seemed like a really goofy concept to me. Because it's like, where you go ships stationed all across the entire planet, just all around it. Alright.
No, you just need, like, sensors or whatever.
Yeah. That's the other thing, cause it's like, ships can go faster than light in this thing. Like, there's warp drive, so it's like, could you just, like, go warp speed and stop as you get to the planet and just land? Like,
I imagine in a world with that kind of technology, they have super powerful, like, sensors and stuff.
yeah, it's like they can sense things and stuff. Yeah, there's like sensors, but it's like, no. I feel like the logistics of this don't quite make as much sense as Lucas wanted to. Yeah, the prequels still aren't that great. They're just being looked back on more fondly because of the awful Disney stuff. Oh yeah, that's gonna be super interesting to get to because I have thoughts on those. Holy crap.
It's brutal when a new thing is so bad that everyone looks at the old thing that everyone thought was so bad and they're like, maybe it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, maybe Jar Jar is alright. I just rewatch it, it's like, no, Jar Jar was not alright.
Maybe Jar Jar is the key to all of this.
Maybe Jar Jar really is the Sith Lord behind everything, and it's just like, he just doesn't show it, and then they don't do anything with that. But yeah, so it's like, it starts off, and they do start off on a ship. They start landing on a ship to, like, discuss trade negotiations.
Is that the one where they try to gas them?
Yes.
I have played Lego Star Wars a little bit.
Okay.
I remember that.
Is like, they're there to discuss trade negotiations, and the plot of this movie is a political, and I quote, thriller, in like the largest air quotes, in the sense that politics happens and they talk about trade negotiations and then nothing gets done and it's not thrilling or interesting at all.
Sounds like a great movie.
Yeah. Because they just show up and they're like, oh yeah, we're here to negotiate trade, and then the freaking Trade Federation separatist bad lizard aliens are like, oh fuck, the Jai are here, quick, kill them, I guess, gas them in the chamber.
So I've heard other people talk about Star Wars, and they're like big time fans of everything, or maybe not everything, but like they like the games and stuff. And I've heard a lot of the Jedi suck.
Yeah,
they're supposed to be like the heroes, but like when it comes down to it, the Jedi are like stupid.
Yeah, that's the thing, and also Subflow, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, the Jedi are meant to be like an order of monks, and they're meant to be like super religious and like stuck in their ways and stuff. Yeah, they're stuck in the past, exactly. And that just leads to a lot of weird situations where it's like, oh hey, Anakin, you're not allowed to have a girlfriend because you're a Jedi. We're supposed to be celibate monks. And he's like, no, but I love this girl. And they're like, no, it can't happen. And that pushes him to be a villain. And it's like, in the narrative, you look at that and it's like, wow, that was a really stupid decision.
Anakin, no, you can't. She's your sister.
No, that's Luke.
Oh.
Oh, man. That's a different character, which is even funnier. Anakin's like... The weird thing about Anakin is that it's like there's a whole weird subplot where it's like Anakin was literally divinely created by the Force.
Sick.
Like, he is the biggest Jesus allegory because he is literally an immaculate conception for like a single mother with no partner. And all the Jedi look at him and they're like, wow, you're really special. You must be the chosen one.
You're supposed to be the chosen one, Annie.
Yeah, they do nothing with that. Oh, man.
People probably like, this guy sure knows a lot of random crap. But no, not a lot, but it's like, okay, he knows like quotes and crap.
Yeah. Yeah,
you're supposed to unite the Force or whatever.
Yeah, you're supposed to unite the Force, not leave it in ruins. And he's just burning to death in the lava, just screaming. He's like, no, don't go anywhere, Anakin. I need to keep telling you off. Chapter of the OG movies is so interesting because it's about Luke creating the new way of the Jedi can live. Yeah, that does sound really cool and interesting, actually. Cause it's like, okay, we have this group of hyper, like, you know, conservative, like, just super strict monk types. It's like, okay, how do we keep them being, like, just good guys while, like, you know, bending things to be more lenient and, like, you know, creating a new system out of that? It's like, okay, yeah, I can see that, yeah. That big of a Star Wars guy felt the fans' pain. Oh man, but yeah, they're going out. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can sympathize when a thing comes out and the fan base is just like, this sucks.
So it's like negotiations fail immediately, even though the reason the Jai are here are to be negotiators.
Diplomacy has failed.
Like, immediately. And this becomes a running thing in the movie because every, like, attempt at diplomacy is, like, the worst and it fails miserably until the end, where it works once and it's not even the Jedi who do it.
Sick.
They're the worst negotiators. But yeah, it's like they get gas in the chamber, and it's like, oh, well, alright, let's just sit here and do nothing, even though our laser swords can just cut through the door and escape.
Our laser swords can literally cut through anything.
Yeah. Because immediately after a scene 2, they just start cutting through doors. It's like...
Yeah.
Jai, we're supposed to go. It was supposed to be sinners, bro. I don't know, man. All I know is they're sitting there as negotiators, and the separatists are like, oh no, Jedi, and kill them. Right, that's another thing I mentioned, yeah.
Seems like kind of a weird thing to do, and it's like, oh crap, the Jedi, the thing, the like the people that we know are like stupid, unstoppable, crazy space wizards.
Yeah.
Shoot them. It's like, good luck, idiots.
Yeah, aren't the Jedi, like, aligned with the Galactic Republic? Like, because that's a whole thing. Is it, like, would killing them be an act of war against the Republic? No, it's dumb.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Because the entire time, the Separatists are just collectively losing their shit over the idea of, like, being charged for a crime and all this. And they're like, oh no, we just want to take over Naboo, but, yo, we need to do it legally or we'll be fucked. We need to have a very legal invasion of this sovereign, like, independent nation that is, like...
Yeah, I was gonna say we need to legally conquer this planet.
Yes. And it becomes a whole thing where it's like, the big plot is that they need to capture the queen because they need her to sign a treaty so that the invasion will be legal. And if she doesn't sign that treaty, then I guess tough toenails, the galactic police will just beat you up over it. And they have, like, zero leverage to, like, persuade her to do this outside of just blowing stuff up.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know.
It's like, there are going to be questions I have about this movie where it's like, oh, the answer is they just didn't think about it.
Yeah, the answer is they had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah, the answer is Lucas is not a good writer.
Yeah.
But yeah, they gas the Jai, and they say probably the dumbest thing in the movie, where they're like, okay, open the door to make sure we can finish them off, instead of just keeping it closed and just, you know, making sure they're not just holding their breath or anything.
Yeah, they're gonna walk in with guns and fight the crazy space wizard samurai dudes.
Yeah, it's like, why isn't this scene made in such a way where it's like, instead the Jai start cutting open the door and they're like, oh crap, send in the robots now, we can't contain them.
Start launching missiles at the door or something.
Yeah, where's the landmines? Quick, we need to find landmines. You can't deflect a landmine.
Yeah, the problem is like all their weapons are like laser based. If they had some like gun, like some ballistic weaponry.
Someone grab the beam blunderbuss. We need to shotgun these fools.
No, just get a handgun and shoot them.
Oh man!
Like maybe the freaking lightsaber will like cut the bullet, but I don't know.
I feel like if you couple, like, if it doesn't disintegrate immediately, then you have, like, molten slag going at your face, and that can't be pleasant.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, like, from what I can tell, you stick a lightsaber into, like, a metal door, and it starts cutting it immediately, so it probably would just vaporize the bullet.
It might. What if you shot, like, a machine gun at a Jedi, and they just stopped all the bullets like Neo, just, like, in midair, and then shot them back at you?
You die. Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, wouldn't you just Neo that crap? Yeah.
Yeah. Jar peacekeepers that were forced to demilitarize after the Sith thought the Jedi were overpowering the Supreme Chancellor. After the Sith have not returned after 2,000 years. All this shit is made up after a fact to make some sense of the first two prequels because they make no sense.
Incredible.
Oh man, I feel like that explains nothing, which is hilarious. But it's like, yeah, diplomacy fails, and it's like, alright, the plaza, it's like, they go to Naboo, where they're like, okay, well, we managed to, like, diplomacy has failed, we need to, like, talk to the queen about this, and tell her that diplomacy has failed, I guess. And they're like, alright, well, how do we sneak over? Oh, I know, let's meet with, like, the Gungans and Jar Jar, and then I get to Naboo. Sorry,
Hold
not
on,
Naboo, to, like, the capital, yeah.
Real quick, the whole thing where they're just like, oh no, Jedi is like, why are you panicking over this, like, peaceful unless provoked order of people?
The answer is there is no reason. They just do it. They
They're
just
peaceful
want
until
to kill
provoked.
them for, like, no reason at all.
Yeah, peaceful till provoked, and then you provoke them. Good job.
Yeah, it's like, there's not anything on the ship that they would really discover that would, like, prove any guilt or anything. You know, the worst that would happen is that they find your, like, thing to be unlawful, and you're like, well, that's for the court to decide, and the Jedi have to, like, walk away because they're all lawful, good, like, strict monks.
Yeah.
They're all, like, pacifist and less provoked by nature, by their, like, job position. So it's like, okay, yeah, they go to, like, Naboo, and it's like, alright, we have to, like, meet with the Gungans, and they, like, save Jar Jar's life, and it's the worst mistake in the movie, because now we have to deal with Jar Jar.
They meet the worst member of their race.
Yeah, literally, like, Jar Jar literally gives them exposition about how he's so clumsy and dumb and incompetent that he's, like, exiled from his, like, home village.
Good.
His own people don't want to be around him.
Good. I'm glad that George Lucas is just like, people love this character that even the in-universe people hate.
Yeah, like, characters are constantly, like, side-eyeing Jar Jar and being like, no, just don't. just come on, man. They go there and they're like, oh, hey, like, Gungan frog dudes, can you, like, help us with the Separatists? They're kind of invading, and it's kind of bad. They have an army of robots. Like, the Naboo people need your help, and the Gungan chief is like, no, screw off, we hate them. It's like, well, I guess we tried. Negotiations have failed.
Is this movie just the Jedi going around and failing negotiations for like 2 hours?
Pretty much. It's
Sick.
like they go to the Gungans and they fail negotiations, but the Gungans are like, you know what, you just take Jar Jar, we'll get you to the sea, but yeah, we're not gonna help you out.
Take that idiot with you, we don't want him.
And to get there, they have to, like, swim through the planet's core in a submarine, which implies they're going to the other side of the literal planet.
Just fly.
No, but we don't have a ship, though. That's the thing I forgot to mention, is that it's like, they managed to sneak off of the Separatist ship as it landed, so they don't have transportation.
Uh, don't
So
they have like small land traversal vehicles? Couldn't they just stole one of those?
yeah, they
Stoled.
sure could have. We gotta go through the planet's core, though.
It's like, oh, but lawful good. It's like, just steal their stupid thing. They
You
tried to
really
kill you.
could. You could steal a ship very easily. Like, that's the thing. These robots are not, like, as effective as the film wants you to think they are. They're very not good at their job.
Are they just like the dumb little droids with the blasters?
Yeah, they're just little droids with the blasters. It's like, I do like their design. They do look really cool, but it's like, they're just one-shotting these things constantly and just deflecting the beams non-stop, and it's like they do nothing. They're
No,
the
but
most useless, like...
No, if there's too many of them, though.
Oh, man. There's just way too many of them, and we're just too good, but there's too many. Don't insult the B1 battle droids, they're very endearing. They really are. I do like them. There is a moment where they're trying to sneak through a checkpoint, and they're like, oh yeah, don't worry, we're from the trading party, we're meant to be here. And they're like, okay, wait a second. And the robot's like, I don't remember hearing about that. Kill them, I guess.
Why would you build incompetent robots?
Good question.
It's fine that they're endearing and like that's good for the entertainment, but like from a storytelling standpoint, why would you build incompetent like goofy robots as your like your soldiers?
But yeah, so they go through the planet core and they're like, oh, we need Jar Jar as a guide, and he does nothing to guide them. Fantastic character. It's
I bet George Lucas has an explanation for the droid thing, because from what I understand, he explained away why stormtroopers have such bad aim, and it's because their guns were manufactured wrong.
Yeah, it's the dumbest. All of them were just made wrong.
The mold was bad, and so all of the guns are bad. It's like, okay.
Man.
Incredible.
But yeah, this going through planet's core is like the first real instance of them just, well, I guess not first, but it's like just our instance of like something that happens constantly in this movie, which is that a big CG problem appears where they're being attacked by a fish, and then it's solved immediately by like sheer dumb luck, and they just go on like nothing happened and don't even seem that worried about it. So it's like the entire time the movie's like, it's trying to throw intense situations at you, and just the characters have such a non-reaction to everything that you just don't care.
We see they use the Jedi skill Force Lock.
Yeah, that's how they knew a bigger fish would just come and eat the other fish twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all mass-produced battle droids. I don't think they really cared about their intelligence if they had pop out 20,000 of them in a few minutes.
But why wouldn't you want them to be efficient regardless?
You really should. Listen, this is why the ball droids are the most effective things this franchises are created as far as robots go. Because it's
the
like,
ones
okay,
equipped with nothing
yeah.
but lasers don't have a personality and just have a shield.
Yeah, they just roll up, they have a shield around them so you can't shoot them, and they just open fire, and it's just a turret.
Good.
And it's like, yeah, have more of those. Those seemed really good.
Yeah. So why are we bothering? Like the people, the higher up should be like, why are we even bothering with these clown robots? We have the murder turret roly robots.
Like the Jedi don't even beat these things. They have to run every time they see them. Because they're just like murder turrets, and you can't reflect the beams back at them.
Because they have a shield.
Yeah, it's like the only way to defeat these things seems to be to like blast them with a freaking spaceship, which, you know what? Fair enough. It's like, unless you have a freaking spaceship that can just open fire with like just anti-ship rounds, you're just not getting through that.
The disparity between the clown droids and the droidicas, it's like, what the heck? I think we skipped a few steps.
Yeah, we skipped the super battle droids, which aren't in this movie. They're just like more humanoid droids, but they have a better gun. They just shoot good.
I mean, hey, that's better than them like looking at the little like first level droids and giving them good weaponry, where they would probably fumble their weapons and drop them and go, "Oh no!"
So yeah, negotiations fail on the ship. We go to Naboo. We try to negotiate again. Negotiations fail again. And they go to the freaking capital to meet the queen, who is just dressed in the most, like, absurd outfits you've ever seen in substitute of a personality the entire movie. Because everyone in this film is, like, bored out of their mind. And they're like, oh, hey, you're going to be attacked. And she's like, yeah, I know. Negotiations failed, huh? Yeah, that's too bad. We should probably talk to the freaking Galactic Senate about this. Hey, do you have any way to reach them, like a phone or something? No? Alright, let's just warp over there and just, like, leave. And they just leave, and they, like, randomly get hit, which results in, like, the majority of the movie being one big detour, because their ship just gets damaged out of nowhere, and it's like, okay, we need an engine part now. Let's just waste time on Tatooine, this desert planet, for, like, just 2/3 of the movie.
Isn't Tatooine the crappy place that the Anakin's from?
Yes, Anakin and Luke, both of them. Sick. This is like Anakin just lived around the moisture farms. Don't ask, they're dumb. You just farm moisture.
Grow water?
You just draw it from the ground or whatever, I guess, because desert planet.
Sick.
It's like, oh hey, we need to fix our spaceship. Oh, here's a kid who seems cool. Alright, we should take him with us. Hey, can this kid win the pod race to get our part? Oh, he can? Alright, let's do that. And they have an extended pod race that actually does go on for way too long. It gets really dull by the end of it. Holy crap.
But pod racing, though.
It is pod racing. If nothing else, at least is something that happens.
Now this is pod racing.
Now this is pod racing. It's like, if nothing else, they had the foresight to just throw in, like, a scumbag, cheating, evil racer for Anakin to fight against, who just cheats against him and just tries to sabotage his machine. And he just fixes all the problems immediately, so it doesn't matter. It's a great game, but it's so long in the movie. Yeah. So it's like, alright, yeah.
I mean, it's hard. It's kind of hard to mess up the concept of here's our like crazy futuristic like the pod. What are they called? Are they just called pods?
They're just called pod racers.
Oh, they're called pod racer. Okay, that's weird. Yeah. It's like it's hard to mess up that idea because it's like, yeah, those are neat. They look neat. It's a hovercraft. It's a freaking hovercraft.
Yeah, it is a hovercraft that's pulled by two giant, like, just jet engines that are also floating off the ground and flying.
Sick.
Like, they actually are pretty cool, as much as I just don't care out the section. Yeah, Space NASCAR. Man, it's a good thing none of them had their audio on, or Jabova might have let slip a few alien slurs.
Is that the cheater guy?
Jabova, yeah. I feel like he's the type that would probably do that. I get that vibe from him. He seemed to not like humans a lot.
Yeah, let fly the alien slurs. I want to hear them.
I wish we got more. I wish we got an alien slur. That would have been hilarious.
I want to know what George Lucas comes up with. It's like, what is the most hateful sounding thing you can come up with, George? I want to know.
What's the most hateful sounding slur an alien could call a human that's not an existing word? Huge caveat, not a real word. Yeah, so
what if it's not a real word, but it's scarily close. It's like, George, you can't.
George, no. He has complete creative control. We can't stop him.
He's too powerful.
But yeah, we get Anakin, and it's like, okay, yeah, let's go to the Galactic Senate, and they go there, and they have, I shit you not, like, a galactic session of, like, just alien C-SPAN, where they're just discussing war and treaties and the legality of all this.
Incredible.
And, like, the big defense of this entire thing is that it's, like, the freaking, like, Trade Federation is like, oh, you can't prove we're invading, and you can't prove that we're sending robot armies to attack and blockade the planet. And I'm just like, this is a world with hologram technology and, like, cameras. How do we have no proof?
Shut up.
So, like, this is the only important thing that happens in the movie. It's like, number one, we get Anakin. Okay, cool. Number two is that, like, we learn the bad guy's plan through, like, after-the-fact implications in other movies. That Palpatine's entire goal was to just get the Trade Federation to attack something, so that, like, in the Senate, he could replace the current acting head senator and be the, like, viceroy or more of the crap.
Oh boy, political intrigue.
That's all this is. He just wanted them to be like, oh hey, those Federation guys are causing some problems. Maybe, we should make a vote of no confidence, Amidala? Maybe if you're like, I don't trust this man, then we can get him unelected. And, like, it works, and he gains power, and he looks at them, and he's like, I can't help you, fuck off. So, like, all of this was for nothing.
Good. I'm glad that nothing mattered in the end.
Like, the worst he did was you stuck up scruffy looking nerf herder. No, that was Han Solo, wasn't it? Yeah. Block communications, which means, don't question George, he'll fire you. Oh man, how does communication work if, like, if we can get Palpatine's hologram to the Federation ship from the Senate, but, like, we can't get a hologram from the entirety of this planet to the same place? No, I guess they're just jamming all the signals, and that's not suspicious at all.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. What war? How would you even prove that? No, it's not like you just killed a bunch of robots and you have a bunch of robot parts you could show us.
Yeah, I'm sure everything's on the level. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So it's like, meanwhile, before they leave Naboo, confusingly enough, Palpatine sends Darth Maul to attack them, even though there is a chance he could have won, which means he will have killed the Queen and ruined his plan. But now the Jedi are suspicious, and it seems like there's no reason for this at all. Like, there seems to be no logic for why he didn't just wait for them to return to send Darth Maul after them. Nah, it didn't take proof of the invasion, but they grabbed a desert kid. Yeah, if nothing else, we freed a slave, and that's good. But boy, is it weird to see Anakin look at C-3PO and being like, yeah, I kind of hate that I'm being freed from slavery and not my mother. Also, I hope she doesn't sell you into slavery, C-3PO. And he's like, what? No, please don't, Master. It's like, holy shit, George Lucas, you really did not think this through. The vibes are more off than they've ever been. Like, I remember hearing about the whole, like, oh, droids are slaves thing and being like, okay, well, that's kind of goofy because they're robots, right? And now just looking back, it's like, no, you can't have a robot talk to a literal slave and just ignore that implication. This context does not help your case, Lucas. But yeah, we learned that Anakin made C-3PO, which is dumb but sure, and he also met RTD2, which is also kind of dumb but sure, why not? In an entire galaxy full of, like, thousands of alien planets, where they literally say each star has their own planets around it, which presumably have life, is just like these two effing robots keep getting connected with the same group of people over and over again. See, it rhymes like poetry, George Lucas on the prequels, yeah. So it's like we go back to Naboo and it's like, oh hey, we need an army or we're just going to die because there's a lot of robots. And they're like, yeah, we should negotiate with the Gungans again. And they go right back to where they started like an hour and a half ago.
Sick.
And it's like, yo, Gungans, can you help us out? And Amidala's like, yeah, you really are cool after all, frog people. Please, we need you. And they're like, oh, you think we're cool? Okay, we shall help you. And they just change their mind out of nowhere on a whim.
Incredible.
just completely out of nowhere, it just works now. So it's like if we just stayed on Naboo and kept trying with the Gungans, we will have fucked over Palpatine's plan completely. Because there would be no vote of no confidence if we just got the army anyways. Man, I'm sure glad Palpatine is such a skilled political, like, strategist. He really did account for everything. So it's like, whatever, you got the army, it's like, alright, yeah, you have a big battle, you like the fight with Darth Maul, freaking Obi-Wan dies, oh no, it's not Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon dies, and it's like, oh no, that's so sad, we kinda liked him, I guess, I know, I don't really care. And it's like, you get Darth Maul's fight scene, which is the only good moment of this movie.
Good, I'm glad like, there's one scene that's good.
There is one scene that's good where it's like, oh yeah, we just fight Darth Maul. And it's like, it's not a good sword fight, but at least it's flashy and the music is killing it and it rocks. Like, characters are just doing, like, yo, just big crazy spinny flips, and they're like, yo, like, hopping over each other's swords and doing weird Shaolin monk spin attacks and stuff. And it's like, yo, what? It's obvious you're striking at each other's weapons and you're not even trying to hit each other, but at least this does look cool.
At least it's entertaining.
Yeah. At least it's entertaining as long as you just don't think about how impractical all of this is. Because it's like, there's just so many, like, there have been so many videos of people breaking down that fight, and just break it down move by move, and being like, yeah, if you didn't move your sword at this moment, Darth Maul will have just, like, spun like an idiot, and just ran right into your blade. You could have just gone right there while his back's turned, but no, you got the flourishes. Got all the unnecessary spins and stuff. But yeah, they effing, like, they murder Darth Maul, except not really, because even though they chop him in half and you see a blood spray, and he falls down the, like, shaft of a freaking power generator to nowhere, and just presumably dies extra hard on impact, is canon in both, like, the EU, the expanded universe, and the Disney canon, that Darth Maul absolutely does survive and he just comes back with robot legs. Don't worry about it.
People thought it was really cool.
How do you survive being, like, bisected? I don't know, but yeah, I guess dark side is good, I guess. He just kept himself from dying. Whatever. I guess Palpatine really did know a way to stop people from dying in childbirth in, like, episode 3. Oh, man. Also, there's a bunch of weird crap where they're trying to establish a romance between Anakin and, like, Padme, who's, like, the actual queen. That's the thing, it's like, this is something I completely missed as a kid, because it's like, the crazy lady in the white face paint who's just dressed in the goofiest outfits ever is a fake queen, and Padme is the actual queen. Like, the one, the ornate sup, is just a body double, just for the sake of it, just in case.
Incredible.
So there's a bunch of weird scenes where, like, I remember writing this specifically down the Discord, because it was like, man, it's so bad. Anakin just sees her for the first time, and it's like his first line is, "Are you an angel?"
Wow.
And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, because angels are supposed to be beautiful. I heard them from the space pilots. Apparently they live on the moon of this specific planet. And she's like, aw, that's cute, I guess, and not weird as fuck.
So it wasn't the pickup line he thought angels lived on the moon?
I guess he actually thought she was an angel. Keep in mind, at this point, Anakin's like 8. He is like an actual child.
Okay. Oh, Anakin. Right. Okay.
Yeah. He is like literally
that's...
like a kid. Like, he is like a baby boy.
Okay, right. I thought you were... For some reason, I thought we were talking about an adult character. I was like, eh.
Yeah, which would be even funnier, actually.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay, I'll cut him some slack because he's a literal child.
Yeah. He just is like, oh, hey, this lady looks pretty. Is she an angel? I don't know, man. And she's just like, what? Okay, sure. Why not? But yeah, this kill the bad guy, they just shoot down the thing. Anakin just gets in a random spaceship and knows how to fly it for no reason, and just, like, he blows up the enemy base and shuts down the robots. And, like, I had to address this, because there are, like, higher-ups for the galactic, like, the freaking Trade Federation in the droid command ship as Anakin blows it up. He has, like, 5, and he has a body count of at least 4 people. Anakin murders the fuck out of those guys without even meaning to.
Good.
Oh, man. Although, I guess to be fair, Luke probably killed, like, thousands of stormtroopers when he blew up the Death Star. Like, but at least those guys were, I don't know, like, fascists, and these guys are just trying to, like, win a trade dispute. I don't know, it seems a bit wild. It seems a bit weird.
Look, we gotta get Anakin's body count started early.
Listen, he has to start killing somewhere, and he's not ready for other younglings yet. We can't have the kid fights.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, also they agree to let Anakin train as a Jedi, even though they look at him, this literal, like, 5-year-old, and they're like, you're too young for this. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess, like, Jedi just train literal babies from, like, birth to be part of their religious order. That's not weird or creepy at all. Listen,
I mean, don't we know that from... Well, yeah, don't we know that from the younglings? Is that not why they were there?
Yes. It is definitely not a weird religious cult. It's definitely not that. All they do is just train people from, like, the age of 2 to fight and steal babies and then, like, instill with them their religious values and principles and then, like, wait till they reach adolescence and then sexually stifle them by keeping them from, like, having relationships with any outgroup at all and just making them purely dependent on the church, I mean the order. It's definitely not creepy. Oh man, I feel like there's probably some part of George Lucas that was like, oh yeah, it'll be like, the church or whatever, and he just did not think it through, and it's like, oh god. But yeah, implications be weird, vibes be off in this one. And it's like, yeah, just they beat the thing and they could have saved 2 hours of runtime if they just waited on the planet and just kept trying and just hung out with the Gungans for a bit. The Jai are such great negotiators, dude. They're so good at their job. Anything else we really need to talk about before we move on?
Unless you have something to say, I don't know nothing about this movie.
No, man. I feel like I'm pretty good at it. Holy crap, this movie was bad. Yeah, I hope people are more fond of this one going forward. Yeah, no, it's not good. Just the characters are just so bland and the blocking is shit. And it's every scene is just characters just standing around or walking slightly and just casually, very calmly talking about space politics, and it's the dumbest.